And welcome to another episode of Business Party Podcast on this awesome Wednesday. I look kind of red because I was fucking losing my mind.
You are. Your face is so red.
Fucking talking shit about all these assholes that fucking getting swindled, yo.
You were
literally
just
steam coming out of my computer.
And if anybody is wondering what that's all about, it's about this whole deal with RFK and everyone thinking he's going to be some fucking savior and all that shit. And like Jackie was even saying, he likes all the EPA shit. He's talked about climate shit. He's went against the NRA plenty of times, which, hey, I'm not the biggest fan of the NRA, but look, they like the Second Amendment. If you're going against that, to me, you're against the Second Amendment. So people don't be fooled. But beyond that, welcome to another Wednesday. And how is everybody doing?
Round two.
Oh man. I mean, listen. It's upsetting when people don't listen, when people just,
what's upsetting is when people don't listen and they are on the side of the listeners, the open-minded.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Yeah. It was just I was just on a live and I was having a conversation with a couple people, and people just don't get it, man. They don't get it. Like they think that because we were talking about the Byron Donalds and how everybody would. I'd vote for Byron Donalds a second. Okay, I like the dude. I think he does a great job.
Enough about him to even know anything.
Yeah, I've done a little research on.
My vote's for Vivek. I'm going to be honest. If I vote, it's going to be Vivek.
Yeah. But listen, anything to see on the CNN, anything to see on the Chiron on CNN, Florida man, because Byron is from Florida.
Oh, okay. I've heard a little bit of. Okay, now
Florida man.
I haven't heard enough yet though, but yeah.
Yeah. No, but he's good, and and some guy was talking about the gas stoves, which was a conspiracy theory. Remember, that was a big conspiracy theory. Now, all of a sudden,
they're not going to take your gas stoves.
Soon after.
Yeah, they are.
So, and this guy comes in, he's like, "Hey, you can't buy your mama a stove. That's the guy said he's a senator, in Mexican dude. He's a senator. He can't buy his mama a stove." So I just went off in my Mexican voice, which I just did. I go, you just go to the Home Depot, get a couple guys, it's $100, because they were saying it's like $7,000, and if your house is not wired for it, you got to rewire your house for it.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, no, it's not. It's like $200, and I'm like, yeah, get my cousins. We go to Home Depot. We steal the stuff. We come back. We put it on. Okay, good.
Oh, so that's how it's $200.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you know what? I get a big long cable. I put it into the neighbor's house. If it burns down, it burns down. It's not my fault. Not my problem. It's like it's and you don't get it. It's not about the stove. It's about the control.
Yes.
It's about the ability to tell you can't do something. Mm-hmm. With gas stove, you could, unless the city cuts off the gas, but, and then you get a propane tank or whatever, and then you do it, or whatever. But with the gas stove, they can tell you when you can and can't use it. They'll just shut off your electricity, period.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So it's like,
and
so it's all about
electric
control.
Stoves suck.
Yeah, they do.
It takes so much longer to cook your food on an electric stove than it does a gas stove.
Mm-hmm.
And then it takes 4 hours to cool down. It's like it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Instead of making like a quick coolant, it gives you a big sign that says stove is hot.
You can't light a cigarette fast on an electric stove.
No, you can't.
Tried that in college.
I got this burn mark here. But yeah, it's all about, that's why it's all about control. And Sam was talking, and Byron was talking about it. And it's like, yeah, they want to push everything to electric. And by 2050, it'll change by the whole Earth by 1 degree. Do you think any other country is going to do it? No. Or is it just us who's going to? China's not going to do it. China don't even let their people do anything. They probably do have gas stoves or electric stoves, and they cut off the electricity.
I even think part of that.
They have hot plates.
Well, yeah. I even think part of this, the stove deal and whatever else, is also part of the ESG bullshit.
Yeah.
I mean, we already know it kind of is, but it's still placating into who's going to be compliant, who will capitulate, and who's going to say no. You know?
Yeah. Well, the whole thing though too is like if you think about like out in the country and stuff, don't people get like all their gas and stuff for the year
Yeah,
or
they get
whatever?
like a
And like their
250-pound
big
propane
tankers.
tank. Yeah,
Yeah, I get so nervous when I go to my sister-in-law's house because she lives on a 40-acre farm. And like, I don't know why. I think it's because you watch the movies and they blow up propane tanks. It's like kaboom.
oh
I
yeah,
know it's really hard to do. Like it's really hot in the summer. What's gonna happen? It's like
right.
not because
That
I can be an idiot. So
not an
yeah.
explosion.
But what it does is
But no-
it gives people independence from,
Mhm.
kind of like the government control of those types of things because the government can't cut it off if you have it
Right,
stashed in your house.
right.
They don't have control over it if it's stashed at your house in a big tank.
Yeah, I just
So,
it's I mean, I don't know. People just don't want to listen, and everybody just wants to be right. And I mean, with the whole like, especially today with the Durham, when Durham was up there, it was all about how he didn't look into all this stuff that Trump did bad, quote unquote. They didn't look into Paul Manafort. They didn't look in his. That's like that wasn't in. Hold on,
All right.
please.
No, we'll start pulling up some of that here in a minute, but I don't know all what has been going on with what he's talking about in this in his
Okay.
report and everything.
yeah.
I mean, as
So
far as Durham does go, but like we were saying,
yeah.
well, we could probably pull up a couple of clips now if you want.
Yeah. Why don't we do that?
Yeah. Which actually I will you were talking about old boy Matt Gaetz going in on him. I wouldn't mind hearing what Gaetz had to say. Where did that go? Okay. Here we go. Yeah, so basically a lot of this is going to be about what's the Russia collusion shit.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well let's pull up good old Matt
Well, they talk a lot
Gaetz.
about the Mueller report and stuff like
Okay.
that. The Democrats are always like, "Oh, it cost $6.5 million for you to do this for 4 years or whatever," but like it was
Mhm.
like anywhere between 25 to 32 million for the Mueller report.
I thought it was yeah, I
Right.
thought it was like $42 million for the Mueller report.
No, I saw
42 million.
articles anywhere from 25 million to 32. But that was just in a quick search.
When the fuck
but
did Matt Gaetz turn into Jack Nicholas?
I don't know.
Jack Nicholson, you mean?
Look at that
He got a haircut.
I think you know where this is going.
Here's
I
Johnny.
don't know the truth.
Here's Matt. Hey. Almost turned into Harry Carey for a
Dude,
second.
look at that
Hey,
face.
you know what? You ever eat the moon?
Yeah.
Would you eat
You
the
want
moon
a
with
hot
cheese?
dog?
Would you drink it down with a cold Budweiser?
Dude, that's crazy. He looks
Mr.
just
Durham.
like him.
Then it makes our job harder.
Yeah, well, if that's your thought, I mean, there's no way of dissuading you from that. I can tell you that it's offensive and that the people who worked on this investigation have spent their lives trying to protect the people in this country and pursue within the law
You went
what it is that we
0 for 2,
are
Mr. Durham.
authorized
Wait,
to
hold on.
do.
You tried 2 cases, lost both of them, and then the one guilty plea you got, Kleinsmith is back to practicing law in Washington, D.C. today.
That's beyond my control.
Right, but the fact that you allowed that plea to occur, right, and then the punishment was insufficient. The fact that you didn't charge Andrew McCabe, you didn't convict the lying Democrats or the lying Russians, you didn't investigate Mifsud or the Mueller probe, even though, as we sit here today in black letter, that was your charge. Have you ever heard of the Washington Generals?
The Washington Generals, yes.
Yeah, and they're the team that basically gets paid to show up and look.
And you were right, Jack. Or I mean, Davey. It's Nicholson, not Nicholas. I was talking about the actor, not the golfer. Duh.
Well, I'm sure that the players who exert blood, sweat, and tears don't view it that way, but you might.
I think they do. I think they do because the job of the Washington Generals is to show up every night and to play the Harlem Globetrotters. And their job
I'm
is
thinking,
to
I'm
lose.
sorry if
It's
it's
their
different.
job
I was
to
thinking
lose.
different
Yeah.
things.
So their job is to lose. And I'm kind of wondering, and it just seems so facially obvious that it's not what's in your report that's telling. It's the omission. It's the lack of work you did. And for the people like the chairman who put trust in you, I think you let them down. I think you let the country down. And you are one of the barriers to the true accountability that we need.
Do I get to respond to that or comment on that? Yeah. Well, I don't know if you've ever investigated a crime. If
I don't know that you have.
investigated a
You didn't investigate these, Mr. Durham.
whether or
How about
not,
Andy McCabe? Did you charge him? Did you investigate him?
Gentlemen, time has expired. The witness can respond, then we'll move on to our last.
I don't know, sir, whether or not you've ever had occasion to try to investigate crimes under the rules and regulations and under the Constitution that we're bound by. We can gather evidence in particularly lawful ways. Can't charge people because we might think
It's not just
something.
that
We
you
can
didn't
charge
charge, you didn't
people.
investigate. You
Gentlemen's
didn't
time.
investigate the Mueller team
Gentlemen's
wiping their
time.
phones, and you
Gentlemen's
won't tell
time.
us who gave
Why don't you tell it to the FBI, Durham,
the orders because you're protecting those.
and the CIA, because all those motherfuckers do all this illegal ass shit. Then you want to go after things, but then you're all talking about fuck you and Bill
Well,
Barr.
One of the big things that Matt Gaetz was talking about is like, how come you didn't investigate
Mm-hmm.
people that were on the Mueller probe wiping their phones?
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Oh
Exactly.
yeah, forgot about that.
Yeah.
And he doesn't say why. He's just we do what we can within the confines of the public.
And he said, well, no, Durham said that wasn't in the scope of his investigation. But then Matt Gaetz comes back and he goes, well, here's a paper right here talking about the scopes of your investigation. And it has everything to do into the investigation into the Mueller probe. And that's part of the Mueller probe. So,
Gotcha.
and what they've
Okay.
done. So I get where he's coming from because it's like you needed to go a little bit deeper, you know?
Oh, yeah.
And
That's what she said.
he only scratched the surface on some of these things. So,
Oh, shit.
but
But that seems
the
to
way
be
you said it, the way you say scratch the surface.
that's all.
scratch the surface.
Not
Oh,
even
I'm
no
here to
tip.
entertain.
Yeah, and you do.
But
Yeah.
it tends to seem like how it goes with a lot of these things, and the people who do these investigations and whatnot, they really they go the opposite of Ron Swanson, how he's like, don't half-ass two things, whole ass one thing. Well, these guys half-ass everything, and that seems to be how
Yeah.
the fuck it goes.
Well, and it was actually very interesting. Like so they had a recess because they were like voting on something, and like they were gone for like half an hour, and then when they came back, it was like Matt Gaetz, Hagerman. I really like her from some reason. She's from I think she's from Minnesota. I wanna
Minnesota.
say. I really, really
Minnesota.
like her. But it was like her and then like somebody else, and they were like peppering his ass on shit. Like, well, it doesn't seem like you did enough. You didn't look in. You didn't, like I said, you only scratched the surface on
Right.
this and that, and I don't know, but yeah, the Democrats were just talking about stuff that, as he said, wasn't a part of the scope of his investigation.
Right.
Or he said that you could read it in the book.
Well,
Well,
how about you just
his-
fucking say it all and you actually do your goddamn job, Durham? Because everyone called him what, the honey badger?
Yeah,
Honey Badger don't care.
Yeah. Well, now he does. Now
doesn't give a fuck.
now he's a honey bitch.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Well,
Oh,
speaking of
There's another honey bitch.
speaking of honey bitches, this lady. No,
Perfect.
No.
look at that. Look at the girl in the back. This is what I chose to do.
She's not.
I-
Yeah, she's
hold on,
not
hold
pleased
on.
at all.
Before you play it, I don't know if you'll be able to see. There's someone in the audience of the Durham investigation, and it was this woman in the back who just kept going like this and smiling, and then she'd like get really angry, and then she'd smile again. And it was like, I was like, oh my God, if these guys are watching it, I can tell you in 2 seconds, Davey and Scott are gonna be like, you see that bitch in the background right there? Put that tooth away.
I'm
Put
like,
that
what's with
tooth
this?
away.
What's with this fucking NPC? Is she even real?
It was,
I
it
hope
was
we see her
very
now.
distracting.
I hope we see her now. I can't
I
wait.
hope we see her too, because you'll be able to
That's,
catch her in like
by
2
the way, that
seconds.
is a terrible last name. Lofgren. What the
Lofgren.
fuck are you like? That's bad. Sorry, it's an ugly last name to me.
I mean,
Lofgren. She fucking
she
straight
looks-
out of.
She looks like what a Lofgren would look like, though.
Yeah,
Like,
kinda.
She looks like a giant linebacker, and now playing middle linebacker, Lofgren.
Johnny Lofgren.
Why are you making fun of Dottie? Do you know the lady? No, it's the actress that was in Glee that played the football coach.
Oh my God, yeah.
Her name's Dottie something.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it came to mind.
They call her Dottie Lofgren. There we go.
To my
She
colleague
could
from
be a nice
California,
lady.
Mr.
Who
Schiff.
knows?
Mr. Durham,
Nice.
DOJ policy
Democrat, she's not.
provides that you don't speak
Nice
about
lady,
a pending
bad last name.
investigation, and yet you did, didn't you?
I'm not exactly sure what. you're
When
referring
the
to.
Inspector General issued a report saying that the investigation was properly predicated, you spoke out in violation of Department of Justice policy to criticize the Inspector General's conclusions, didn't you?
I issued a public statement. I didn't do it anonymously. I didn't do it through third persons. There were,
But nonetheless, you violated department policy by issuing a statement while your investigation was ongoing, didn't you?
I don't know that. If I did, then I did, but I was not aware that I was violating some policy.
Is it Waldo in the back there?
Right?
No.
Oh.
She looks like she's about to fall asleep.
No, if you look at her head, she looks like a cat looking at a ball.
And you also sought to get the Inspector General to change his conclusion, did you not? When he was concluding that the investigation was properly predicated, did you privately seek to intervene to change that conclusion?
This is outside the scope of the report, but if you want to go there, we asked the Inspector General to take a look at the intelligence that's included in the
Founder. Right there. Holy wall biter. Oh my goodness gracious. Those Mr. Red Teeth. Who put the I feel bad for her dentist. Holy shit.
He's got a lot of work.
Oh.
Well, I could understand because if like being conscious that there's cameras like in front of you the whole day, you'd be like, oh, I want to make myself like look not
As good as possible.
yeah, like not horrible. I guess. I don't know.
Well, like this lady over Durham's shoulder, I'm sorry.
Distracting.
That lady right there next to the other one, she looks she looks like she's been
so
crying.
sad.
She looks like she's been
Yeah.
crying for like 7 years. Like, what is happening, lady?
Both
I'm
of
sorry, like-
both of those chicks were so distracting the whole day. I was like, forget it. Like I started doing other shit so I didn't have to see it.
Dude, I saw those teeth in the corner of my eye. I was looking at the lady in the red, and I just saw this just go. Jeez. All right, let's finish.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, I'll rewind it a little bit. Sorry.
Stop.
Of course.
Stop it.
take a look at the intelligence that's included in the classified appendix that you looked at, and said that that ought to affect portions of his report.
And you thought it was appropriate for you to intervene with an independent investigation by the Inspector General because he was reaching a conclusion you disagreed with. You thought that was appropriate.
That's not, the premise isn't right. The Inspector General circulated a draft memo to a number of agencies and persons. Our group was one of them. We were asked to review that draft and bring to his attention any concerns that we had or disagreement.
And when he
Time of the gentleman-
refused
time of
to
the
change
gentleman
his,
has-
when
time of the
he
gentleman has
refused to
expired.
change his report,
Time of the gentleman's
you
expired.
violated.
Mr. Chairman, I
Crazy
insist
eyes.
on regular order.
It's not even his time. It's Ms. Lofgren's time. So the gentleman yields back to Ms. Lofgren, who's not here. So the time has expired.
Yeah, so basically he's talking about a classified report that he shouldn't have been
Yeah.
in front of which this is what I don't get. Like, we pay their salary. They work for us, yet there's classified shit that we're not allowed to see. Like, I get, where troops are and shit like that. But this kind of shit, if this is going on in our government, we should know.
Right.
We should know
that-
everything
well,
that's
that's
going
what-
on.
That's what pisses me off about like the FOIA requests that get denied because of national security, whatever else. Like, okay, like I understand kind of what you said, where troops are and stuff, cool. But you know what? Beyond that, fuck you. We pay you, and you're treating us like we're fucking children, and we can't handle the truth about stuff.
Yeah. Well,
Get
that's
out
why
my
they had
face
what
with that.
happened with the FISA court. It's something that they brought up during the Durham investigation about everything that happened with Carter Page.
Mhm.
And the guy that fuck, why can't I remember his name? Excuse me. But like the guy that actually got convicted of something during like lying and like changing a legal form,
Mhm.
it was all had to do with Carter Page and all
Right.
that stuff. And that was like the predicate to start spying on him.
Mhm.
It's what happened here in Durham's report and in Durham's opening statement. He said what him and his people found out about this whole situation was sobering. He used that word a few times. It was sobering to
Right.
see what was going on. He talked about all the different things that the FBI and these three little well, mostly the FBI did. And that they shouldn't have done. Borderline illegal.
Mhm.
Like, but as Matt Gaetz said, like they didn't do anything about it. And then they're talking about how in another hearing, the FBI was talking about how they took what happened on Crossfire Hurricane, they learned from their mistakes and they changed things. And they're like, but how are we supposed to believe that you did? Because you see with the whistleblower that they had from the FBI on the raid at Mar-a-Lago, the whistleblower there said there was like multiple things that the FBI did that was not protocol in the raid, and that was in 2022. It was last summer was the raid. And so they're like, well, obviously they didn't change their ways since Crossfire Hurricane because they're still doing the same old shit.
Mhm.
So no one's been held accountable. They asked, like, so
Right.
what happened to McCabe? What happened to Stroke? What happened to all these other people? You got McCabe who's working for CNN right now.
Mm-hmm.
Of course.
Yeah,
I mean, he goes through the whole thing. They asked him, how did you get the Steele dossier? Where does the Steele dossier come from? They're like, oh, they got it from Fusion GPS, who was hired by Perkins Coie, who was the law firm of the Hillary Clinton campaign.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then when they asked him, and then they briefed Hillary Clinton on the Steele dossier and all that was found, and then they were like, did Trump get a debriefing? And they're like,
no.
Well, they're like, why? They're like, why wasn't he debriefed on it? And they're like, I don't know.
Right. Well, that's why I was saying, what I was going to say is it all started with Hillary. That's the whole thing.
Yeah.
Pretty much from the beginning. It all started with her wanting to fucking get him out for some bullshit.
Yeah, it started because it's a swamp. And this is what, like, I get it. Everybody's like, oh, he was supposed to clear the swamp. And, but I mean, he brought to light he didn't clear it to light,
but he did.
He brought a lot of shit to light. He brought a lot of shit to light,
I'll give him that.
Which I mean, is it better than I don't know
I don't
know which one's better.
The one thing that I will give Trump though too is he knows he didn't do it, and he also admitted that he was pretty fucking naive, but he's also a fucking idiot that he won't go against the vax stuff and whatever else when he knows most of his base knows that the vax is bullshit. So he's making a lot of mistakes, as we have said in other episodes when I said going against Kayleigh McEnany and the other people who have defended him. Yeah. I don't know what the fuck his deal is right now, but he needs to get better at some shit because he's not going to get in.
Well, they did ask him, they go, did you're friends with Attorney Barr, AG Barr? And he's like, yeah. He's like, yeah, Donald Trump called him a fat lying pig. he's like, do you think he's a fat lying pig? And he's like, those aren't words I would use. No. And they're like, so the person you're trying to help out called your friend a fat lying pig, and you're okay with that? It's like,
I know,
what
and
is
they're
this?
trying to use that as a character assassination against Trump and how he's like not trust, or I don't know what I don't remember what it's about, but I was just like, oh my god.
Yeah, it's so stupid. Once again, it was, they did not bring anything, and this is kind of what they did. What?
I just had to bring up this, like Mad Villain says, theater,
Yeah.
all of it. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
it's all bullshit.
Yeah,
But this guy,
because, like,
this
go
guy
ahead.
I hate the most. Sorry, this guy is a fucking piece of dog
Swallow.
shit. No,
Oh my god.
this it should say CUNT on here. Is what it should
Mr.
say.
Cunt.
Yeah, it should. I mean, I'll show you why in a second. But listen to this. This was one of the other people that were like, why didn't you look into this? Why didn't you, Trump, you didn't look into Manafort? Do you know who Manafort is? Do you know who Manafort? How come you didn't look into Manafort? It was like, that's not what what it was about. But yeah, this is how he ends it.
Your reputation will be damaged. As everybody's reputation who gets involved with Donald Trump is damaged. He's damaged goods. There's no good dealing with him because you will end up on the bottom of a pyre. I yield back the balance of my time.
Sure.
Can we presume the gentleman's undecided on how he feels about the former president?
Gentlemen, witness can respond.
Yeah, my concern about my reputation is with the people who I respect, and my family and my Lord. And I'm perfectly comfortable with my reputation with them, sir.
Your reputation.
This is the same guy, right? You want to talk about reputation? Where is it? When at one of his impeachment, this is what he did. at the Trump impeachment trial, he said Trump was a chicken, so he went and got KFC chicken and ate chicken and bit into a piece of chicken during the impeachment trial.
What a retard.
Yeah.
Wow.
Donald Trump is a chicken. Here's KFC chicken. Like, what if, like, these people are just so dramatic.
Mm-hmm.
They're like a 2-year-old.
Yeah.
They are.
Oh, my blankie.
Right.
and they've expect, they're the ones who hit somebody, and then when you hit them back, they're the ones that blame you. Well, you hit me. Dude, you punched me first. You hit me still. Like, they take no accountability. They lie at every chance they get. And then when they get called out for lying, they go, "This is my time. I reclaim my time. I reclaim my time. I reclaim my time." Like,
right. Well, either that or they fucking obfuscate in weird ways to where they never have to answer a fucking question. And most of the time, we all know how it goes. Whenever any of them get in sort of any front of power, can I get back to you on that?
Yeah.
Like every fucking time, all of them. It's so fucking stupid. That's we go back into my rant before we fucking started. Like, why are we like, how about we just fucking actually put this government in check and quit being pussies?
And
I'm
this
fucking so tired of it.
And this piece of garbage right here, like, I just don't. You just come in, you make a statement, and then you leave.
Is this that bitch Cori Bush?
Yeah.
Well, no. Well, here's the reason why she left, and she is the co-chair on the clean air, like EP, like what was it, the clean air committee? I don't know, has something to do with the EPA, because I went back and forth, and I was like, oh god, this bitch again. So yeah, she's like one of the head chairs of another committee. So.
Yeah, but all she does is leave. Anytime there's something, she just leaves.
Yeah.
But yeah, listen.
They're like, hey, something important's happening.
I know. Well, what they did is that they scheduled like freaking there was like 6 or 7 hearings today.
You want to know why?
In just the House.
You want to know why? You want to know why? These motherfuckers are going on vacation soon for 2 months.
Oh, that's
so
true.
they have to jam everything in real quickly. Once again, they vote on like 3 bills a month, and then all of a sudden it comes to summer recess, and they're like, "Yeah, let's just do all this real quick, and then we can go on vacation for 2 months." They're pieces of shit. They're pieces of shit. shit. But
How
here's
do
what
you
she
really
said.
feel?
Simple point is getting lost. Republicans will do anything, say anything, and spend any amount of money to hide the basic truth that their leader
Talking
is
about
a criminal,
Democrats?
corrupt, narcissistic buffoon. That's why we're still talking about Carter Page. That's why anyone even knows who John Durham is. That's why Republicans are still carrying on Mr. Durham's work by launching frivolous investigations that end with them embarrassing themselves by propping up obvious lies. It has always been about gaslighting the country. So instead of holding these farcical hearings about farcical investigations, I urge my colleagues, my Republican colleagues, to get serious and start legislating on behalf of their constituents instead of helping the twice impeached, twice indicted Donald Trump further evade accountability. Thank you, and I yield back.
Generally,
Simple point is.
I have to say, I like her hair. Her hair looking really nice.
Mm-hmm.
I was just thinking about that. I'm so tired, but she looks really nice. I say nice things when I'm really tired.
Phallological a word?
Let's find out.
Because she said it twice. Phallological, phallological, I think. Phallological.
I don't know. I mean, they kept talking about like he's been indicted for 37. He's got a 37 count indictment for classified information. I was like, I don't even know. Let that play out first. Hunter Biden was indicted and nothing happened, so I don't know what they're talking about. You can indict a hand sandwich, for crying out loud.
Damn, not a hand.
A hand sandwich?
You can indict
a hand sandwich too.
Jeffrey Dahmer's like, no, give that to me. Phallological, the only thing that I found is what does definitions? Okay, because I want to know if this is a fucking word, because I found museums or relating to philology. Oh, like, gee, what the fuck? Use that may this is fucking annoying. I don't even think that's a word.
Nope. I'm going with no, it's not.
Whoa. Adjective. Phallological or relating to phallology. Phallology, the study of the penis. And I am not joking. Why? I don't know. Hold on. You will see.
That he's a penis?
Saying, yeah, right here. Boom. I don't. Yeah. Definitions.
I guess because a phallus is a penis.
So she's calling them dicks or what? Is she?
I mean, she got it on her mind.
Well, alrighty then, because that's all I found for that.
They just lie. They all lie. They're all dicks, and I mean, it's just nonsense. It's nonsense over and over again, and we'll never get it. We'll never get anywhere with anything. They're gonna do what they got to do for Donald Trump. They're gonna hold him back, not let him. They're gonna put court dates in front of him so that way he can't go and do his rallies and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Guy has his own plane. You don't think that if somebody had not for nothing, you got a rally at 2:00 in the afternoon or something like that, or you got a court date on something, he'll leave. And there's no reason they can't make him a flight like this. And they were saying it was all like, was it the Durham trial? They kept saying like this is new stuff. Like the forefathers never thought this was going to happen. That we were going to get to a place where communism, where you have your presidential nominee indicted, like they do in other countries.
Yeah,
and that's the worst part is that in the 80s we were warned. By a name, Yuri Bezmenov. If all of us would have fucking manned the fuck up and realized that shit can happen here, but we were warned about it, and it's happening now.
Yeah, and listen, once again, what the Hunter Biden deal just proved you can commit felonies and get away with it if you're Joe Biden's son. If you're Donald Trump and you took a bunch of papers home and you said you declassified it, but nobody heard you, you're going to jail. They're going to come to your house with guns.
Okay. Yeah, you take papers home or whatever, and you have the authority to declassify them, right? But you smoke crack, then you buy a gun and lie on a federal form, then throw away that gun at across the street from a school or whatever, and then do tax evasion. You just get a slap on the wrist. And I was hearing about someone saying that I don't remember who was saying it, that the Biden administration let the statute of limitations pass on some of the tax stuff for Hunter Biden before they made the indictment.
Yeah.
For over $400,000 worth of taxes.
And I'm so sick and tired of people. Who cares about Hunter Biden's laptop? You know who cares? The parents of the children that were on these pictures. Not only that, on the laptop, there's evidence that Joe Biden was funneling money to his son. I've seen some of the emails.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen it back. There's a book. Somebody put a book out with it. But the emails are showing that there and bank statements that show that Joe Biden and Hunter Biden had the same bank account while he was vice president, which is an ethics violation right there.
Yeah.
They're not supposed to. I mean, and it's just there's so much stuff on there that I've seen when they first put it out, because it was on 4chan, and it was all these emails that were that showed, hey, I need 20,000. Hey, my dad's gonna come here in this date. Make sure you're here. Or we got the big guy. Like, everybody knows who the big guy is, and you're telling me Hunter Biden's laptop doesn't. Why is he suing the guy? If it's all fake, once again, you have a government entity lying for of somebody who's been there for 50 years. You don't think he's made friends or promoted people or did any of that stuff that people owe him shit? Come on.
What happened? Didn't Hunter Biden say that he was going to sue the New York Post or something like that about the whole laptop situation? Did anything come of that?
Yeah, that's what I heard, but no, not that I know of.
No, probably not.
Because they were trying to sue the shop owner too. But he had legality to have and do what he did with what he did.
Right. And here's the thing, though, is that that if Hunter Biden actually would have sued and won, and there was evidence for him to be able to sue or whatever, and that it was all defamation and it wasn't true and it was fake, it would be splashed all over the news. The lack of news on it means that, it is true. And plus it came out and that the FBI had this laptop for years and they didn't do anything with it.
Biden fucking lied about it. He lied about it and said 49 FBI agents said it was wrong. There was nothing there. It was Russian disinformation. And he knew it wasn't. He knew it wasn't.
It wasn't. Yeah.
Yeah. And the FBI knew. And the FBI lied.
And they lie. And they want to, and then they want to claim that after what happened with the Mueller report and Crossfire Hurricane, that they changed different things. No. This is the exact reason why there is so much distrust when it comes to these 3-letter agencies like the FBI, the CIA, and everything like that, is because we know that they're going to screw us over.
Which
all they want is fucking control all over the people.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's the reason why I can understand why some of these people are talking about wanting to be for RFK, because he wants to dismantle the CIA. He wants to do shit like that. Look, I get it. So he's also argued against guns. Okay. This is a literal fact. So now the other stances that come with that is, let's look into some of his other shit, but we got to realize
I want
nobody's going to be for us. That's why it's even hard for me to say that I'm going to vote for Vivek, but he's the most freedom based.
Yeah,
that I can tell.
I mean, once again, you want to trust the people who make this point. The Pentagon, says Ukraine accounting error revealed last month is much bigger than previously stated. So Ukraine overvalued by 6.2 billion. I said we would talk about it kind of yesterday, but I was wrong. They overestimated. So they gave them $6.2 billion more than they thought, right?
There you go,
last month-
Ukrainian government.
But last
that's
month-
your pension.
Last month they said this. $3 billion accounting enemies, the Pentagon can spend more weapons to Ukraine. Last month they told us they shorted Ukraine by $3 billion, and all of a sudden this month they
Then they doubled the
another.
amount that they gave them. What the?
Yeah. Yeah. So this is the agency that you want governing us. Meanwhile, you get you accidentally put something on your taxes that you weren't supposed to. I still haven't got my taxes back. And you make a mistake and they want to come get you.
See,
and
that's
these
what they
people
keep saying, like, all this shit that keeps happening, we still keep paying taxes, and there's assholes out there that are like, well, we just gotta do what we do because you fucking regular life. Get fucked. It's about time for us to fucking just stop doing it. It's fucking retarded how fucking much they push us over.
And you don't want me to think it's money laundering?
Right.
You don't want me to think, oh no, we got to give them more because we shorted them by $3 bill. Correction on the correction, sir. No, we actually gave them $3 bill more than we said we were. $6 bill more. Yeah. So wait till next month. Somehow we're gonna give them. We gave them $6 billion less. The next month it's $12 billion more. These are the people. This is why you want to trust the government to give you something. You want to be beholden to them and want daddy government to give you a check every month and to tell you, hey, you could stay home. Yeah. You know what happens eventually? Eventually they come, you owe us now. Get to work. And then you become a slave, or you become, as they were doing in Germany in the 30s, and making you shovel shit with your hands.
God.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I need to go back real quick because you brought up like Ukraine, Russia, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. During the Durham probe, someone had brought up like Paul Manafort and his stuff, and the guy. Okay, for those who don't remember, they convicted Paul Manafort of like, I think it was like a FARA violations that he didn't like properly put out paperwork saying that he was working on behalf of another government or whatever, and that was Ukraine. Right? Because he was helping out Ukraine with an election. So these Democrats were talking about Paul Manafort, and the guy, I can't remember specifically. I really wish I didn't have to do anything today. I could actually sit down and watch it and take notes, but I couldn't. But if one guy was talking about, he's like, yeah, Paul Manafort got convicted of blah, 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 because he was doing dealings with the Russians.
That was Dildo.
Was that
was Cohen? That was Cohen. That was Cohen. That's exactly who it was. Yeah, I was trying to find that clip, the whole thing, but even though Twitter is this bastion of free speech, you still put in, you still get some of it, but then you get to a point where it's just all these lefties like, look who lied, and I'm fucking sick of it. How come we can believe the Mueller report, but we can't believe the Durham report? How come the Mueller report is this God-sent of a report, and the Mueller report is just, man, you're just a liar. You were appointed by Trump. So is the AG right now who's going after people. He's being appointed by Biden to go after fucking people.
Well, as they're saying that the Durham report is a lie, in the same breath, they're saying that the Durham report confirms the Mueller report. So I don't know. I'm so confused.
The ass doesn't know what the mouth is doing.
Right.
The ass and the mouth don't know what they're just disconnected. They're stupid.
They're mixed up though, I can tell you.
They're stupid. They're just fucking stupid.
Oh, you want to talk about that? People that are fucking stupid and don't know their ass from their mouth are the ones who are investing in this XRP bullshit because, we need to make money.
I talked about that yesterday.
Yeah. XRP XRP is becoming world's leading platform for central bank digital currencies. Govern me harder, daddy, all you XRP fucks. That's all they're gonna do is fuck us. It's all it is. XRP appears to be emerging as the world's leading platform for central digital bank currencies. As we explore the potential models for the CBDC platform, XRP, designed as a private settlement asset and marketplace, provides some compelling advantages, according to IMF, as in control. That's pretty much it. There's no way. There's like everyone who keeps thinking that there's going to be some sort of way around this shit. It's not happening. How are you
those
gonna
hey
get around
dudes?
it? Hell yeah, they are. No,
Oh,
they
yeah.
might be. Hold on, it's at Shields. I don't know. They look like it. Yeah,
Some
I'm
of them
pretty sure
are.
they are. Yeah,
Yeah,
But-
it's just that's the thing. That's what I mean. Like when I said it a couple weeks ago, you're gonna have these people just going straight to, hey, you can get your taxes back in 2 days instead of 2 months. Just
Mhm.
make sure you have XRP downloaded on your phone, and you can get an
Or
extra
Fed
100.
now, and you might get
Yeah.
your return the same fucking day.
Yeah. Yeah. And then we're fucked.
Yep.
And then there's just, and then next thing you know, they never listen, people of Earth. The
Nanu,
government.
nanu,
I miss that man. The government doesn't do anything to help you.
No.
Everything they do benefits them.
Right.
Remember that.
And that's another thing that keeps coming with this. Whoever we're trying to vote for and shit. I mean, we're all gonna have to put in some sort of vote. But like, really, like, me even saying that I'm probably gonna vote for Vivek. It's like, am I happy about it? No, because he's probably not going to do everything that he says that he wants to do, and it's yet to be proven that anybody has.
Yeah.
Stop looking up to like.
Obama couldn't
really
even do it.
believing in all this shit is believing that the fucking stripper likes you. If you really want to fucking come down to it, all
She
right?
doesn't.
No,
She only wanted my money.
and it's a negative.
Shit.
Fuck.
That was hard to explain to my ex-wife about why the mortgage payment was gone. Whew.
I swear, the stripper liked me so much that the mortgage went right out the window.
Thought she really liked me. She gave me a number. It said 1-800 go fuck yourself.
Yeah, 867-5309. I swear it was right.
But listen, I have to show this because one, it has one of my favorite actors who I miss dearly. But it's just such a fun video. By the way, that video I made, that I accidentally made, the one with the Netflix video that I put up.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah.
That's James Gandolfini giving the finger. I put that all in. I thought it was like 5 or 6 clips, and I was like, okay. And then it just went to 21 things, and I'm like, I just want to see what this is gonna do. And then I put it, and then I was like, okay. I mean, it's okay, but yeah, it's perfect because it says Business Party Podcast, and then it's James Gandolfini just giving the finger. But this I saw the other day, and it made me laugh so hard and made me realize how much I miss this guy.
Life is short. Try to do something new every day. Dance. Try to connect to the silence of the sea. And whenever you can, try to give your body a good rest. Once in a while, try to surprise an old friend. I'm sorry. I know. Try to exercise on a regular basis. A healthy body is a healthy mind. And learn to appreciate art. Try new things. And yes, it will change your life.
Oh my god, that's so funny.
It's so great. Dance shooting at the guy's feet.
Dance, motherfucker.
Man, I miss that guy. He was great. He will always be Tony Soprano.
Yeah.
But
I'm in the sanitation business.
And I'm gonna go ahead and just keep harping on this. Just so motherfuckers can realize that they are wrong about this guy.
I just
Let's
want to
go
put
ahead
a
and do
little
the RFK
interlude.
Jr. climate change. How about a little bit of that?
He's into climate change?
Climate change is a public health crisis. The science is really strong in telling us that with climate change accelerating, we expect heat waves to be more frequent, more intense, plus longer. Oh, he's all about that shit. And people want to be like, oh, I think he's just a centrist. But no, he's not. He's not.
I mean his
he's against vaccines. That's the only stance that he has that's with any of us, period.
Well, and the 3-letter agencies.
Yeah, and the 3, which I give him that, but then why are you going to try to do away with that, but then still rally against like the NRA and shit? Which I'm not saying.
No.
No,
Well,
he has rallied against the NRA and shit too in the past. So I've seen fucking people retweet his stuff, and it's like, if you're going to do with those things, then why are you going against our rights though too? In ways that's the double entendre shit that just doesn't fucking make sense.
Well, but is he also for the EPA? That's the big question, though, too. Because if he likes the EPA, the Clean Air Act is atrocious.
Right.
I mean, it literally gives pretty much gives the EPA almost like carte blanche to make their own rules when it comes to different things. But that's why, like the West Virginia, the West Virginia Supreme Court ruling is really huge. But it doesn't matter because like the EPA was trying to say that each state needed to do, or like companies needed to do they can only do a certain amount of emissions or whatever. And the Supreme Court came out and they're like, no, you don't make the rules or the laws on this, like Congress does. But they keep on doing it. They had a hearing today with the guy from the EPA talking about the rules that they're going to put in place so that there are more electric vehicles on the road,
which
and
they
what
shouldn't
the
be allowed to.
Emissions rules are going to be for vehicles.
Right, which they should not be allowed to, and that's the exact same thing that the ATF keeps doing. They keep recategorizing things in order to fucking make it illegal eventually. And the EPA, they're doing that shit too.
Listen, we got to give was RFK Jr. a little bit of a break. I mean, the CIA did put a sunroof in his uncle's head, so.
And same with this.
Hold on. Okay.
Where the crickets?
Sorry. I'm still in the background being a fucking straight up searching for bullshit on this asshole. Okay, here's one thing that I will share that kind of actually puts a little light in my eyes. RFK Jr. comes out against gun control and blames school shootings on drugs. So if he's coming out with that, okay, maybe he's not as fucking dumb as I thought he was.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't trust no one. I'm not gonna make I'm not gonna have any preconceived notions on anyone except for Ron DeSantis before.
The only reason why I keep harping
starts.
Right. Well, I keep harping on it because it's like the main thing is everyone thinks he's gonna be such a good dude because he's talking about all this stuff that he wants to do CIA wise and other shit. But where like he's talked out against the NRA and shit like that, like I have fucking seen before. But then if he comes with saying, okay, maybe it might not be gun control, maybe it's other things. If things are shifting, cool. But people need to be aware to not be voting for a fucking snake, you know?
Yeah, hold on. Here we go.
But that's another thing is we don't need another lifelong name in as a president. We don't.
Right.
I'm sick and tired of Clinton. I'm sick and tired of fucking Bush, and I'm sick and tired of Kennedy. Can we get somebody other than any of those? I don't even want a Lufgren in there, but I take it if it's not any of those fucking major people in Congress, or But I would take Mr. The Kennedy from Louisiana. That guy would be amazing as president.
Oh, I would love him.
You just go to another. So what you're saying is, you don't have alligator here? Is what you're telling me in Indonesia? I am fucking. My back hurts from swinging so hard today.
What are you swinging on?
I've got anything. All my jokes have just been like.
I am like.
You're on vacation mode. You're on vacation. You are on vacation mode right now. All you could think about.
Off for the past few days, like trying to get everyone together. I have never folded so much laundry in such a short period of time in my life. Like, I mean, you should have seen the list I made. My husband looked at it, looked at me, looked at the list, and he's like, "Are you fucking serious?" And I was like, "Yeah, like this is everything that needs to be brought." Like, and I even put a box next to it. You need to check it off. You know, like.
You know how I found the best way to do your luggage? Have your wife do it. But no, if you roll it and make like little kind of like little like sushi rolls with it, you can fit a lot more stuff in like that, because I don't know how it works, but I'm
that's how army packing is what I call it. Yeah.
I have packing cubes. I have like these little cubes that I roll everything into, so it's all separated. Dude, if I could be as organized as I really want to be, I'd be psycho.
Do you understand?
I got a labeler, and that was bad.
I was looking at Milwaukee toolboxes today for travel, because I would have separations for everything, and I could just stuff it into a little section that I could. Like, I'd have my underwear section, and then I just stuff it in there and just be like, all right, I'm good. I'm packed, ready to go.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Well, and also another reason why I didn't laugh, and I'm sorry I didn't laugh at your joke, it's because I was looking at.
I don't care.
I was paying attention to you guys.
It's even better. It's even better when I get nothing, because it's just like.
So
it was just.
I gotta try harder, I guess. Huh?
Yeah, I guess the sunroof doesn't work.
Well, Scott was going off about Kennedy and stuff, and I was like,
listen, he is balls deep in his hate.
Yeah, because I don't want people to have these fucking blinders on by the fact that he's just against vaccines. And cool, okay, now Austin is kind of going against gun control. That I do like that. Now, here's going to be the thing that's going to be the breaker for me, which I will not vote for him for, is because you're not going to raise my taxes to save something you can't fucking save. You can't beat Mother Nature, bitch. Not going to happen.
How did he clean the Hudson River? There's still dead people in it.
He did it by uniting liberal environmentalists with conservative rod and gun folk who shared the desire for a clean and healthy environment. As president, he will bring the same commitment and coalition building to address the most pressing environmental wordy bullshit. All right. Talking about how there's environmental disasters keep going on, like droughts and floods and fires and toxic spills. Let's see. First, we will shift agricultural subsidies so as to encourage regenerative practices. Today, new generations of farmers and ranchers is building soil, replenishing groundwater, and detoxifying land, all while producing just as much food as conventional farmers and earning a decent livelihood.
Because that's what I want. Chickens from New York City. That's the chickens I want.
I think when I heard from the Joe Rogan podcast when he was talking about the Hudson River, cleaning that up, it had everything to do with how companies were dumping into the Hudson River instead of in proper dumping places. That's what he helped do.
Like Staten Island?
Yeah.
Instead of putting your garbage in Staten Island and putting it in the Hudson. Listen, I'm sorry. The fact that it's like this, you can't understand. You can't understand Biden. I'm not going to understand him. You can't understand. Like, what are we doing here, folks? Are we just going for the handicap vote? Is that what we're doing?
Especially the
doing now?
left. They're all about just having a fucking handicapped body in there that just does whatever.
It's, like, I'm sorry. Once again,
Owen Benjamin brought that up today on Twitter. He's like, yeah, his voice is going to be to his detriment.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I mean, listen, come on. Half of the voting population does it based on how they feel about a person. 75% of the voting population does it on how the person looks. And I mean, even when they said it back in the day, that's the only reason why Kennedy won was because
because it was the first televised debate that they ever had, and they put makeup on Kennedy so he didn't look all sweaty and gross. And Nixon made fun of him for wearing makeup, and then and Nixon looked like a horrible mess on TV underneath the lights. That's the story.
Yeah,
I'm sticking to it.
And he won. So like he's going to be on a debate stage, and what? Oh, I mean, he's not going to be at a debate stage. Never mind, because Joe Biden's not debating anybody. Come on, pal.
No, yeah,
I'll take you.
Dude, that's the biggest bullshit in the world. Every single Democrat should be like, "Fuck you."
Yeah, you want to talk about democracy dying in the dark?
No, how can you be in any sort of politics at all and think that it's okay for any politician, period, to say I'm not going to debate?
Because it's the same thing as a CNN.
Time in modern history that like a sitting president has been challenged by someone in their party for the upcoming election?
I don't know.
Because I want to see if there's a precedent for it, because I don't want to get too all my panties up in a bunch over it if it's something that has happened before and it's just like
I wouldn't be surprised if it did happen before, to be honest.
Even if it did, the point is that the last how many years they've been saying democracy dies in the dark and all this nonsense bullshit and talking about how Joe Biden's the most transparent president they're out there, yet everybody keeps saying talk to this person, and then when they talk to that person, it was on one of the things today. They're like, oh, we were told to talk to you, and you're telling us to talk to them, but they told us to talk to you, so who do we talk to? And they're like, I don't know. It's like, you want to talk about democracy and talk about how, how everything is out there. It's not. And I don't care what fucking party you vote for. They all hide it. All these hearings are a joke because they berate the people that are not their friends and they talk nicely. Oh, thank you for coming here. Did you have the fruit salad this morning for breakfast? Oh, that's delightful. Oh, yeah. And then the person they don't like is, I bet you ate the gravy, didn't you? You ate it all. You ate everybody's gravy. And it's like, and it's both sides, and I'm just sick and tired of it. Just ask a question, answer the question. Just answer the question. With this, that girl. This girl who crap. It was on it's on YouTube. They were asking this girl who's up for something for Biden, and she just kept going. She was saying thank you so much that the lady was like, you don't have to thank me every time I ask you a question. And she's like, oh, thank you. She's like, oh, thank you. And I'm like, what the oh man, where is that? I gotta go to my history. Don't check out my history. This was a lady. And now I was doing the Mexican Americans from Cheech and Chong. Am I frozen?
Nope.
No.
$2 billion in unemployment fraud that occurred on your watch. We're almost done. Acting Secretary Sue, do you accept any responsibility for the $32 billion in unemployment fraud that occurred on your watch in California?
Thank you very much for that, Congressman. I certainly know that I and many of my colleagues and others who sat in the same position that I did during when the pandemic hit wish that we had a system that was capable of meeting the need. That is why, in the time that I've been deputy secretary, I've been really focused on helping to support
Okay, but
states.
I'm sorry, I just got to stop you because let's focus on the question I got. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you accept any responsibility for the unemployment fraud that occurred in California? Yes or no?
I think that an unemployment insurance system that truly delivers in times of crisis should be the goal of everybody. And California's system, like all the
Do you
systems across
accept
the country.
any responsibility for the unemployment fraud that occurred in California?
So let me answer this this way, Congressman, just so we're clear about exactly what.
So we're not clear at all.
Over 95% of the fraud occurred in California, but this is consistent with the rest of the country, occurred in a program called Pandemic Unemployment
I
Assistance.
understand all that, and I will stipulate that there were things that were beyond your control. What I'm asking you is, do you accept any responsibility for the unemployment fraud that occurred in California?
So let me just say what the state auditor said. The auditor said that the reason for the fraud that occurred in that program was two things. One is the completely unprecedented spike in claims. And the second was that the pandemic unemployment assistance
playing this whole
in
out
its design
because it's great.
did not have the same safeguards that unemployment insurance has, right? It was designed for a group
This lady
of
hurts my head.
who were not eligible for
Okay, so you're
unemployment
quoting the
insurance.
state
It was-
audit report. I happen to have right here the state audit report. Despite repeated warnings, EDD did not bolster its fraud detection efforts until months into the pandemic.
Wait.
Now, you in your testimony in the Senate, you said that as soon as we knew that there was fraud happening, I shut the front door to that fraud. That's what you said. That was your testimony. As soon as we knew that there was fraud happening, I shut the front door to that fraud. You said I made changes to the program that would ensure people wouldn't get in the front door. And yet the very independent audit report that you just cited does exactly the opposite. So how do you reconcile those two things?
Thank you, Congressman. I'm not sure. So there were two reports.
Oh, there was two reports.
You said that what you quoted me as saying, I was talking about one of the things that was built into the Pandemic Unemployment Assistance Program was automatic backdating, meaning that whenever somebody applied.
I'm aware that you made changes to automatic backdating, but I'm saying, is this audit report wrong that despite repeated warnings, EDD did not bolster its fraud detection efforts?
Well, so what I said that I shut the front door, it's because we stopped in California the automatic backdating that that meant that somebody who applied.
I understand the
August-
automatic, but I'm not asking about that.
Okay.
So we have another statement here from Cotty Petrie Norris, who is the Democrat who chaired the Assembly Accountability and Administrative Review Committee. She said that there were simple and obvious steps that are implemented across the country that you did not implement. And she said that you in particular have not done a good job at running the Employment Development Department, and as a result, has wasted billions of dollars and more importantly, caused heartache for millions of Californians. Was Democrat Assemblywoman Cotty Petrie Norris wrong about that?
Well, to be clear, Congressman, I did not run the EDD. I was the labor secretary in California, but several agencies fell under my purview, and I did take responsibility for our
So you ran it.
need. There were, desperate Californians who were very hard hit by
Now here's the plea.
by closures, by the loss of their jobs, and relied on unemployment
So
insurance,
you
but
do
also
take
on
some
pandemic
responsibility
unemployment
for the
assistance.
fraud.
Yes, I
You
did.
do.
I take
what would you have done
responsibility for the
differently
fact
if
that
you
the
did?
system did not deliver
Sure.
in ways that we would have hoped that it delivered. But the fraud, as the auditor found,
What
was a
time is that
result
at?
of unprecedented spike in claims and
It took that bitch 4 minutes to say yes. Jesus Christ. Man.
But that's what I mean. It's all of them that do that. It's
Yeah,
like
they
a
do.
simple question, yes or no. But a lot of them, they ask loaded questions like, so if you had a burglar in your house and you gave them macaroni and cheese, do you like burglars? What?
I'm sorry. These people need to start getting like, I don't know. They have to like be like, hey, take this person in contempt or whatever,
Yeah.
because they're fucking lying. Like there needs to
Yeah.
be so many. Like the second that someone lies to them and they know it, like they just need to get them out of there. Put them in a jail cell for like 2 hours. Let them
operate it
and
like
stew.
Operated like
Jesus.
actual court, like that we fucking go to, that if we were known to be lying, we would fucking get contempt of court and locked up. Like, dude, it's
Why do they swear people in anyway? What
Right.
the fuck is the point?
what the fuck does it matter?
This is
I'm
a great point right
sorry.
here. Love the left when they try to hit emotional angle. God, I can't stand the left. But but we were just trying to help the people, idiots. Yeah. That's the thing. Yeah, we're just trying to listen. They stole all this money. Did you do anything about it? I shut the front door. How come they were still taking money? They were giving it to the American public in the back door.
Right. Well, guess what? This money didn't come from an actual house. So I don't know what fucking door you shut.
Was it Christine Blasey Ford, whatever her name is, her house with 2 doors in the front so she can escape one of them?
Yeah.
Yeah, I closed one door, but who knew there was another door that was wide open? It's just, and they go to that emotional, well, everyday Americans were hit hard. We know it was closed for 2 fucking years. We know. And once again, and I said this in a live the other day, because people are stupid. Donald Trump didn't close the country down. The governors of the states individually closed the countries down. Okay, he made recommendations to close the country down. Okay, he made recommendations, but legally he could not do it. The governors had more power than he did, and the governors who shut down their states, they're the ones at fault, not the president. He made recommendations, just like he couldn't mandate masks because he can't.
Yeah.
Joe Biden even said we can't mandate masks. But if you go to a company that the private company wants you to wear a mask.
Yeah, they sure enough tried to.
Yeah.
Like through OSHA and shit.
Yeah, we talked about that already, Bobby. The accounting.
Yep.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
But you still
have people OSHA thing was happening was like they wanted to take it to the Supreme Court.
Yeah, that was another thing she was talking about. They asked her. One lady asked her about the vaccine mandates, and she's like, "Well, we were through a time where we didn't know what was going on, and we were just trying to get people back to. Do you support vaccine mandates for private businesses for employees? Well, the private businesses can do it, but you're in charge of You're in charge of the House Education and Workforce." You're the Secretary of Labor. You're going to be the Secretary of Labor. Do you support, vaccine mandates? Well, people were just trying to get to work, but you put millions of people were going to be out of work if they didn't take this vaccine that was being mandated. Do you support that? Well, we tried to do the best we can to try to.
Never get a clear
answer. They should be. And you know what? And most of them that are lying, they don't get contempt. You don't get nothing.
No,
they lie out of their teeth. Once again, all those people on the other side on the panel for the government, they swore an oath to defend everything in whatever that fucking thing is.
All right, Biden. Whoa.
Man, and the thing, they put the Bible on their hands and they swear, bacon cheeseburger, please. Thank you very much.
I'm sorry.
I know it did sound like that.
This is and the thing.
The thing.
But they get sworn in also, and it's like, and they lie all the time, and they're never held in contempt. Like Adam Schiff lied for fucking 5-6 years and nothing. They're gonna censure him, take him off committees, and like you said, he should go to jail or something. Something should happen. You're gonna find. Yeah. I mean, listen, 14. I said it the other day. $14 million. He was being. They wanted to fine him $14 million. That motherfucker should have been fined for every dollar we had to spend on that stupid fucking Mueller report and all those years of lying and telling everybody, "Oh well, I have this information. And then all of a sudden they go, "Where's your information?" Well, it's not my fault that the Steele dossier was false. And fuck you. All of you, fuck all the way off, okay? You were the one sitting there telling everybody, every news station, you had all this information, and then finally they're like, "Nah, Steele dossier was fake." I didn't know. You're in fucking committees that have all this information, and you didn't know? You didn't know.
Well,
Right.
yeah, and that's what came out, in the Durham hearing today, because they asked Durham specifically, if in the Mueller report and all the information, if Biden and Obama knew about the Steele dossier coming from the Hillary Clinton campaign, isn't that something that Adam Schiff knew while he was asking questions about this, that, or whatever? And Durham was like, well, he should. Yeah. It was there for everybody in Congress to see.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Bob, you're right. Once the red state governors realized it was all bullshit, they opened up. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And oh, they all knew. Yeah, of course they did.
Yeah. And here's the thing: we're starting to the actual physical evidence of everything that we've been talking about for years is actually coming to light, and the left is trying so hard to hold on to the freaking lies that they've been telling themselves and their constituents for years, and it can't hold up. It can't hold up because they're still trying to say that the Trumps having a meeting with some Russians or whatever was like some clandestine meeting that like there was no one there for or whatever. But then yet it's one where James Comey was a part of and like went down to his limo and wrote in his journal about.
You mean this? Emails obtained through a FOIA request show that the CDC director Rochelle Walensky and former NIH director Francis Collins knew mRNA vaccines did not stop COVID in 2021, but to continue to push Americans, push them on Americans anyway.
Why?
Yes.
Because that dollar bill, y'all. So they fucking just make their money. They don't give a fuck about you.
Well, you know what? It might not. And here's the thing: as much as you want to say it's about money, like that could be one thing. But you know what? I don't think it was even just strictly about money. I think it was strictly more about conformity.
Yeah.
Having everyone just be like, oh, okay, well, let me go along with this.
Well, this was the first round of social credit score.
Well, I mean, you notice how
The
everybody
same thing
keeps
that's happening with all these companies. You know how they keep doing all this, and people are like, "Oh my god, why are they doing it? We're gonna boycott. Oh my god, they're losing money." You think BlackRock gives a fuck about losing money?
Mm-mm.
Seriously, with how much money they have, how many stocks they sold, and everything
Fink
else.
dumped, like a shit ton of stock, not too long ago.
Exactly.
we had our AOL free trial. We had our AOL free trial. I don't want it anymore. I don't want it anymore.
Well, but yeah, testing communism, and that's what they're doing right now. That's the whole ESG, all that bullshit. They don't care about losing money, and as Mama said, they just sold millions of dollars of stocks. Why? To hold their money because they see a crash is coming, and then guess what they do after that? Rebuy into the fucking system.
Yeah.
Speaking of giving someone the heave ho and the booty hole, you guys
Right.
want to watch this?
I love Gavin Newsom in this.
Oh man. This fucking Dollar General Bradley Cooper fucking piece of shit.
This just came out yesterday. Hold on, I need to subscribe now. There we go.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Oh yeah.
Female President of the United States.
Anyone who doesn't know what this
Newsom
is,
of California.
Yes, I am the first
The
female
best
president
comedian
of the
out
United
there.
States of America.
yeah, what's his name?
And today,
God damn it.
Dave Landau, baby.
Dave Landau, yeah.
All right.
that I'm signing into law a bill that will usher in a new era of tolerance and acceptance in our country. As of this moment, public gay sex will now be mandatory throughout the entire month of Pride. Starting June 1st, the splurge will begin.
The splurge.
Where are you? We have to lock down the house. The splurge is starting any minute.
Gavin
They wanted
Newsom,
me to
like, this
stay
is the
late
best
so I could
thing
get the
ever.
promotion. I didn't even get the promotion. Now I'm on the broke down.
Where are you? I'll send for help.
I'm on the 121. It's fine. The news said that the interstates are safe.
121. That's not an interstate. That's a tollway. The tollways aren't safe.
This is not a test. This is your emergency broadcast system announcing the commencement of the inaugural splurge. For the next 30 days, same-sex intercourse is mandatory in all public places.
The look on his
We
face.
thank you all for doing your part to support diversity and inclusion.
Come out today. Hello, Rose. Come out today.
Why would you be a part of this?
Simple. The will of the people. Democracy in action.
I know it seems rough now, but just think of all the good that Splurge does. There's less violence, less oppression, and all it costs us is a month.
I don't know, man. Something doesn't feel right.
I don't fucking
like
agree.
being cooped up in my own house, looking over my shoulder.
I think it'll be fine.
I didn't watch all of this, so I don't know.
Do not let them in.
Get off my property.
But I thought you said you were an ally.
I am an ally. We're just not participating in the Splurge this year.
But the Splurge is a festival of inclusion, and we want to include you.
I will not open the door.
Oh, that's what you think. We're gonna come around back, and then we're gonna come inside, and then we're gonna come everywhere. That's a little on the nose, don't you think? What do you want me to say?
I don't know. You could say, get ready to swallow our pride.
Why are you still here?
You know, that's a good question, Craig. I just,
Bro, dude, now everyone knows I'm Craig.
I had to rethink it, and I have a family, and I don't want to do this. So I'm gonna put down this Phoenix thing.
I have a family,
and I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go.
No.
I don't want to do it.
Well, I'm not Craig, and the two of us are gonna come in there, and we're gonna come everywhere.
Oh my god.
We gotta tell
Get home. That's the last thing I do.
Jack's out in California. We need to tell him to superimpose himself in this video.
He could be quarter black.
Yeah.
The splurge is for your own good. The splurge is freedom.
That's fucking hilarious.
That's great. God, I love Dave Landau and quarter black.
That was the intro to, I think yesterday was their first episode of what's it called? Sorry. Of Normal World.
Mhm.
That was like, I was like, oh, I saw them, and I
And they're on-
clicked on it, and that was like the first 2 minutes. I was like, oh my god.
yeah.
So
It's
I had to
fucking
send
good.
it to you guys. I was like, you have to watch.
I really like that he's working with the Blaze Network, though. I do like the Blaze quite a bit. Most of the people are fucking really cool and good.
Yeah. Dude, Dave is just a funny dude. Dave
Yeah,
is
he's
just
awesome.
so funny. Like, listen, I liked him since, before when he was doing Anthony's show here and there. And then he became Anthony's co-host, and I was excited, and I kind of stopped watching Anthony's show when Dave left. So, but yeah, I mean, Dave was he's a sniper, and he'll just fucking just drop little droplets in, and he's hilarious. I mean, I can't say anything bad about him. I met him. I want to meet him again. I want to talk to him.
Yeah.
Dave, if you're watching, we love you, buddy. Come on the show and
Come
just
on
say
the
hi to
cast,
us.
Right?
Come on,
the cast,
man.
man. That'd be awesome.
Come on, man. Just come on the cast, Dave. Just come on.
Come on the
Triple attraction
podcast.
Johnson.
Are you saying come on my cast?
Oh,
Is
I
that
know.
what-
I was trying to,
confused.
I'm trying to be in the splurge too.
Right? There you go.
Can I play Craig's friend? I have a family, but if you pay me, whatever. But yeah, okay. He's just too funny.
Splurge 2. We're coming through the back door.
Nice.
Splurge 2. This time it's in you.
It's in you. Well, let's get to a couple of these last things that I kind of want to throw up here real quick. One thing that was pretty funny that
yes, fuck RFK, we get it.
No. One thing that was pretty funny, but is also kind of
yeah.
Elon Musk vows to suspend Twitter users for harassment over slurs like cisgender and cis. While those terms are very fucking dumb, and it's been around. Well, it's funny. It's actually been around since like the early 1900s. Like it really has. But nonetheless, it's not actually a scientific term because there's only two sexes. So whenever you start doing that, it just becomes one big fucking jumble mess like they're trying to do. But nonetheless, the whole thing is you're cribbing free speech, Elon. Aren't you supposed to be for it?
Well,
listen, I know.
So isn't cisgender like a person who
straight
is no.
That's all they say.
No.
No, that's all the liberals say.
Well,
because they don't even understand
They have made it to that is a person who presents and says that they are the gender that they were born with. That's what it's evolved to now. So you can be gay and cis.
Oh my god, it's the fucking dumbest goddamn fucking.
Well, I mean, you could be a trans and a lesbian.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. We have the
because you could be a non-binary, two non-binary men.
You can't even say it. You can
know.
Transbian. Yeah. It's just it's another word just for mental illness. I think it's
another way to fuck your mind because that's what they want to do and just keep you distracted on bullshit that is not fucking important.
But listen, I mean, cis has been around since, like you said, the 1900s.
Mm-hmm.
I know another word that's been around since like the 1400s that nobody can say.
Yeah, right.
Illegitimate.
Or illiterate. It's been since 1993. I am an illegitimate child, but yeah. But I know a word that, you know, it's a Nigerian.
And the last one that we all need to look at for just a quick second that we all should agree with. Why was anyone listening to this fuck stick in the first place? Greta Thunberg, because she's a fucking teenager.
Whoa.
I have a big theory on this. The only reason why anyone listened to her at all. No, I do have a big thing. The only reason why anyone's been listening to her at all about anything is because you can't call a kid a fucking asshole and a retard.
Well, she's an adult now. She's an adult now.
No, I know.
So you
but
can.
Now.
Yeah.
At the time is what I'm saying. At the time, you can't. If it's like some 15-year-old, how dare you? I'm so scared. You can't be like, get the fuck out of here, idiot. Like, because it's a little kid and the way that the fucking shit has been progressing and all these assholes want to listen to her about shit that she was wrong about. That's the only reason why nobody told her to fuck off when she was like a 15-year-old trying to tell us what to do.
I like how they could prop up Greta Thunberg to like, you know, to like browbeat us into climate change and everything. And she's not even a scientist or old enough to drive. But, you know, you have people like Dr. Robert Malone, who's an actual doctor.
Oh, and he gets shit on.
And he gets censored and shit on for COVID.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, like, let's bring Al Gore into the picture.
What about when they told us not to listen to Joe Rogan? Don't listen to Joe Rogan. We've invited these TikTokers here to tell you how good the vaccine is.
Right. Listen to the 17-year-old talk to you about how awesome Biden is. Okay.
Listen,
Yeah.
there's this hot 17-year-old that's going to tell you how to do the renegade. Joe, you can't say that. What? Joe, you can't call her hot. Why? She's 17. Oh. Look at this girl. Like, come on, people. It's like the fact that people don't see this shit is just mind-blowing and enraging.
So, yeah,
So,
Bob says,
no,
wasn't
absolutely.
made to persuade adults, but to persuade. Yes, look into the sunrise movement.
The sunrise movement shit. But here's the bad part. You're 100% correct, Bob, but the adults cling on to it as well because and I'll say it 100% with honesty. It was all the liberal white dumb ass fucking women and men that just cling on to this shit that just fucking have been so brainwashed. And I'm sorry, but for the most part, it's the white liberal women that just want to fucking be oppressed on everybody's behalf and just wants to listen to bullshit that they get fed without actually looking into anything.
You mean
and they use the kids and they use emotional manipulation. That's why in the sunrise movement, they had freaking all these kids do a sit-in in Nancy Pelosi's office. And that's when Nancy Pelosi and AOC had a beef because AOC came in there and was like, yeah, listen to the kids.
Yeah, I remember that. AOC's the fucking worst.
Yeah. She's just her and Cori Bush. They just and all those
Cori Bush.
Remember,
I'll give Cori
all
Bush a little bit more credit though, to be honest.
She's from St. Louis. I would duck.
Yeah, but I mean, but AOC's a fucking like a
you remember all those pro women and believe all women and believe women and women tell the truth no matter what until the women said, I don't want to get dressed with another man who puts his penis in my face in the same dressing room, and then they went bigot. Yep. Those women
or the they kept doing like rah times up, believe all women except if your name's Tara Reid and you're saying that Joe Biden digitally attacked you. Like, but no, and now she had to run away to Russia.
Yeah, she defected to Russia.
Yeah. And they're like, oh, see, she was a Russian agent the whole time. Okay. I hate people. I'm done. I hate people.
Yeah.
I'm ready. I'm on vacation mode.
Well, speaking of done, I think we're pretty much done for tonight. Anybody else want to say anything else?
Wait, so that means we're not. I got to do the weekend hangover by myself.
Yep.
No, I'll try to get. I'll be able to do at least 1 hour.
Okay. All right.
That's it.
Because I was gonna say,
but my audio might be shit. Just
we were supposed to take a microphone with you.
Okay. I'm not gonna argue.
It's portable.
It's so heavy.
No,
I'm just kidding. It's fine. I'm taking it with.
You got a decent little USB one. Well, you do. You have the same one we fucking have, which is awesome.
And because I can't wait to talk about Natalia Grace and Arlie Ermy because I'm just so chomping
Arlie
Ermy, whatever. Arm and Hammer. Army Hammer.
Army Hammer is fucking Real Housewife. I have no idea who this is.
Yeah. I'm telling, dude, you should watch it. You should watch the documentary. It's fucked up.
If it's a documentary, I'll watch something like that.
It's fucked up. Once again, it's one of the. Did you finish it?
No, I had. Okay, I didn't. I started watching.
Oh yeah, you gotta. Yeah.
But I will say this: when I was watching the Natalie Grace stuff, I started having visions of my head of it was like Child's Play and a little Chucky doll with a knife near you. You're like, do.
Yeah. But anyway, thank you for joining us, folks, today. Once again, hit that subscribe, the like, and give us a comment. So that way we can be pushed to the front and everybody can see us, But you could find me, MW Troublemaker, on Twitter, and that will lead you to the rest of my stuff. Mom and I'm sick and tired of just keep
exactly. Yeah, that's why we don't even have to do this. I mean, to be honest with you,
put it all. That's why I put the link tree. Just go to the link tree.
Just go right there. yeah, you can find me on Twitter at Suburban Mama1, Suburban Mama #1. I am also Suburban Mama 1 on TikTok and Suburban Mama No One on Truth Social. I actually won't be on 2 Jacks 1 Scotch tomorrow, but you can always find me, Scott, Mr. Biz, and our friend Jack doing 2 Jacks 1 Scotch on Thursdays at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, and 5 p.m. Pacific. And then you can actually find me and Davey on Saturdays at 8 p.m., 7 Central, 5 Pacific for the Weekend Hangover, where we just talk like documentaries, trash TV. We don't really go. We were gonna go into like news updates and all that. No, we're over it. Like we're just talking trash TV, documentaries, all that stuff. Fuck the news. We're just like
that's our
chilling.
that's our little like comfort food. Like, let's just talk about trash
Right.
TV.
I was gonna say it's actually kind of cool.
It's a palate cleanser.
Yeah,
That's what
it's
it
a
is.
palate cleanser.
Palate cleanser for the rest of the week. That's
We
coming.
come here and tell how much we hate the government, and then on Sunday we just go, "Did you see what he did there? Oh, did you see what he said? What house they sold? Ooh!"
Yeah.
But yeah, you can find me, Scott_Craiglow, on Instagram, TikTok, Business Party Podcast on the good old Instagram. And yeah, beyond that, you already heard Jackie. We have 2 Jacks 1 Scotch on Rumble, and beyond all that, not much. So we will see you next week, next Tuesday, and fuck the moon. We're going to Uranus.
We're going to Uranus.
Woo! Hope you guys have a good fucking night, and we will talk to you next week. Later on, y'all. Love
Bye.
you.